Have you ever heard of the Red Ettin? It's a fearsome, two-headed, three-armed giant from Scottish folklore, known for turning brave men into stone. This isn't just any old bedtime story. It's a tale of courage, wit, and the power of a mother's love. So, grab a cozy blanket and settle in. Because today we're diving deep into the legend of the Red Ettin. Our story begins in a time of great sorrow. The King of Scotland's beautiful daughter is captured by the dreaded Red Ettin and taken to his enchanted castle. The king, desperate to save his child, promises her hand in marriage and half his kingdom to any hero brave enough to defeat the monster. Knights and warriors from all over the land flock to the challenge, but one by one, they fail. The Red Ettin is not just a brute, he's cunning. He poses 3 riddles to anyone who dares approach his castle. Answer them, and you might stand a chance. Fail, and you're turned into a pillar of stone, a grim statue decorating his fortress. Soon, the path to the castle is lined with the petrified forms of Scotland's finest heroes. Now, let's shift our focus to a humble cottage, where a widow lives with her 2 older sons. They are strong and eager for glory. Hearing of the king's promise, the eldest son decides to try his luck. His mother, worried but proud, bakes him a large bannock type of flatbread and offers him a choice: the whole bannock with her curse, or half with her blessing. The son, greedy and overconfident, scoffs at the idea of a blessing, and snatches the entire bannock. "I need all my strength," he says, and sets off on his journey. He travels through dark woods and over misty moors until he meets a strange old woman, a fairy, in disguise. She asks him for a piece of his bannock. The son, selfish and dismissive, refuses her. "I have just enough for myself," he grumbles and continues on his way. This was his first mistake. The old woman was a test of his character, and he failed. When he finally reaches the Red Ettin's castle, he's met with the giant's challenge. "I have 3 heads, you must answer my 3 riddles," the Ettin roars. The son, lacking the guidance and wisdom a blessing might have brought, fumbles the answers. With a flash of magic, he's turned to stone, joining the silent ranks of the fallen. A year passes, and there's no word from the eldest son. The middle son, just as ambitious as his brother, decides it's his turn. Once again, the mother bakes a bannock and presents the same choice: the whole loaf with her curse, or half with her blessing. Like his brother, he chooses greed over grace, taking the entire bannock and shunning his mother's blessing. And, just like his brother, he encounters the old fairy woman in the woods. He too refuses to share his food. He reaches the Red Ettin's castle, fails the riddles, and suffers the same stony fate. The family's sorrow deepens. Now, we come to the youngest son. He's not as brawny as his brothers, but he has a kind heart and a sharp mind. He's often called a simpleton, but as we'll see, true strength isn't always about muscle. Devastated by the loss of his brothers, he tells his mother he must go and find them, and face the Red Ettin himself. His mother, heartbroken but seeing the determination in his eyes, bakes him a bannock. When she offers him the choice, the youngest son doesn't hesitate. "A mother's blessing is the most precious thing in the world," he says. "I will take half the bannock with your blessing." With his mother's love to guide him, he sets off. Soon, he meets the same old fairy woman. "Young man," she asks, "could you spare a piece of your bannock for a weary old woman?" The boy smiles warmly and replies, "Of course. It's not much, but you're welcome to half of what I have." He breaks his small portion and shares it generously. The fairy, touched by his kindness, reveals her true self. She tells him his brothers failed because of their selfishness. To reward his good heart, she gives him 3 invaluable gifts. First, a magic wand to protect him. Second, crucial advice on his journey. And third, the answers to the Red Ettin's 3 riddles. She tells him the riddles are: what is older than the hills? What is worse than a woman's curse? And what is the thing that women most desire? The answers, she reveals, are wickedness, a man's curse, and their own will. Armed with this knowledge and a powerful blessing, the young hero continues his journey. He soon encounters a shepherd, who tells him that the Red Ettin is not a single creature, but 2 giants who have joined forces. This doesn't deter our hero. He then meets a swineherd, who warns him of the terrifying beasts guarding the Ettin's castle: a 2-headed lion, a fire-breathing dragon, and a griffin. Finally, he arrives at the dreaded castle. The stone statues of his brothers and other brave men stand as a chilling warning. But he is not afraid. As he approaches, the monstrous beasts charge. He remembers the fairy's advice. He strikes the lion with his magic wand, and it falls dead. He does the same to the dragon and the griffin. The path to the Ettin is clear. The 2-headed giant lumbers out, roaring with fury. Another fool comes to be turned to stone. Answer my riddles, or perish. The Red Ettin bellows the first riddle: what is older than the hills? Without missing a beat, the boy answers: wickedness is older than the hills. The giant growls, one of his heads looking surprised. He asks the second: what is worse than a woman's curse? The boy replies calmly: a man's curse is worse. The giant stumbles back, his second head now looking furious. Finally, he roars the third and final riddle: what is the thing that women most desire? The boy stands tall and declares: their own will is what women most desire. The Red Ettin shrieks in rage. The spell is broken. He knows he is defeated. The boy, empowered by his success, draws a great axe the fairy had told him was hidden nearby. The Ettin pleads for his life, but the hero knows there can be no mercy for such a monster. He tells the Ettin that the only way to spare his life is if he can cleave an egg with the axe without breaking the yolk. The giant, desperate, tries and fails. With a mighty swing, the boy strikes down the Red Ettin, freeing the land from his tyranny forever. As the giant falls, a wave of magic ripples through the castle. The stone statues shimmer and transform back into living, breathing men. His 2 brothers, humbled and grateful, are restored. The king's daughter is freed from her prison. The young hero, no longer a simpleton, but a celebrated champion, uses the magic wand to transport everyone back to the king's court. There is immense celebration. The king is overjoyed to have his daughter back. True to his word, he offers the hero half his kingdom and his daughter's hand in marriage. The boy, ever humble, accepts. He brings his mother to live in the palace, and he even forgives his selfish brothers, ensuring they are cared for. So, what does this ancient Scottish tale teach us? It's a powerful reminder that true strength lies not in brute force or selfishness, but in kindness, humility, and wisdom. The youngest son succeeded, where his stronger, more arrogant brothers failed because he valued a mother's blessing over a full stomach. He showed compassion to a stranger, and in return, received the tools he needed to overcome an impossible challenge. It's a story about the triumph of good over evil, of wit over might, and a testament to the fact that sometimes, the most unlikely hero is the one who saves the day. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into Scottish folklore. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more tales from around the world, and let me know in the comments which legend you'd like to explore next. Until next time, stay curious.
Good night from Sleepy Tail.